We're in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, where 32 countries came to battle it out. They all wanted to win the World Cup of Pool. Last time out, fans saw Japan laugh and joke their way into the semi-finals. The pairing of Kawabata and Oi have had the crowd on their side ever since round one. And now they've turned into the local heroes.
Popular Japanese ensemble here in Rotterdam.
So Japan into the last four, where they await the winners of the clash between the holders, the Philippines and China. But up next, it's Canada, seeded 11, the last of the North American representatives, take on Belgium, one of the real surprises of the event so far. Let's meet the players.
In round two, we played Korea and won 8-2, and we were very, very lucky because we missed a lot of shots and fluked a lot of them.
We need to win the first game so that we can break the next one, because break is very important.
Canada's pairing live hundreds of kilometres apart. Edwin Montal is from the plains of Alberta out in the west. Alain Martel hails from cosmopolitan Montreal. But they've established a good understanding together.
In round two, we played China Taipei. We started off a bit scary, nervous maybe. We missed a few balls and we got behind 5-2.
We beat two of the best players, and so it's unforgettable.
It's a big thing that we have the crowd behind us, because we both play the league in Holland as well, and a lot of people know us, and everyone stood behind us, and that was a great feeling.
The Belgian duo stunned the pool playing world by beating number 3 seeds Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, in the last round. But can lightning strike twice for Serge and Noel? Let's hear the thoughts of commentators Phil Yates and Jim White.
Well, quarterfinal action continues here from Rotterdam in the partypoker.net World Cup of Pool. Well, we know Japan through to the semifinals, a great win over Singapore. Who will get through now between Belgium and Canada? The race goes to 9, a little bit longer, and Belgium, what a win last night over Chinese Taipei. They took out one of the pre-event favorites in what must have been one of the most emotional wins that this city has ever seen. Can they carry through with that momentum? Well, only time will tell. And Canada, for me, Phil Yates, have yet to show their best, but the pressure's on here.
Yes, for them, convincing scorelines, but not really that impressive on the table. We must remember they were extremely fortunate with the run of the ball in the previous round. Now, against that, you've got the Belgians. It was a surprise when they beat Holland B in round one, but a monumental upset when they beat Chinese Taipei. They've got momentum, Canada have got the experience. I'm just going for Belgium.
Just for Belgium, then, from our resident expert, Phil Yates.
We join the Canadians 2-1. Canada have just won the third rack and are about to break in rack 4.
Edwin Montal, the reigning Canadian champion and Canadian 9-ball tour #1 to break rack 4. 2-1 to Belgium.
And if you're champion of Canada, Jim, you're champion of a big nation. I think the journey from the west coast to the far eastern shores of Nova Scotia and Brunswick, New Brunswick, that's just about the same journey as it is from eastern Canada to here.
Well, your geography is close, Phil, but actually Nova Scotia is further east than New Brunswick. But I can tell you it's the same journey from one coast of the country to the other as it was for me to fly over here to Holland. And the 6-hour time change, you know, so often we talk about the journeys, we don't really talk about the time change. Well, both Edwin and Alain have to contend with that time change. I know Edwin has been bugging Alain to get out of bed. Like I said, I think in one of the earlier broadcasts, the hibernating bear. Guess he likes that pillow, does Alain Martel.
Well, they elected the push out there, and it didn't take an awful lot of consultation or time to play it.
Noel doesn't seem too bothered. All that one was ever going to afford was a chance to lay a good snooker on the 2. Edwin with a choice here. The thin contact again, back behind that wall of colors, and put the 1 on the bottom cushion. Oh, he's flicked the 6 and fluked the 5. And look where the cue ball is. Total mishit. And as much as you'd like to say that's unlucky, that cue ball should have been there, and it should have been Belgium shooting next. Flicking the 6. Totally.
Extension.
Extension called.
Unplayed.
Just gonna curve it, and that's it.
And this is going to be played with a lot of spin. Contacting that right-hand cushion. And at speed. And then drop to your knees and pray for either a safety or a fluke.
Can't imagine Martel dropping to his knees anytime soon. But I know what you mean.
Chuck. All right.
He might as well have. What a shot from the Dancing Bear there. Firing that cue like a bayonet. Very animated.
And when a player is animated at the table, you just know it means an awful lot. Look at this, all kinds of gyrations. His body language, as normal, speaking volumes.
Great shot, though. Beautiful hit. Was looking to put distance between cue ball and object ball. This is a bonus. And that shot from Alain Martel buys Canada a huge opportunity here with ball in hand. And the shot clock starts. Nothing short of an unforced error is going to halt their progress to leveling the scoreboard.
And I don't know about you, Jim, but it just seems to me, as it was against Korea in the previous round, that Martel feels a whole lot more comfortable than Montal.
He's got more experience under conditions like this, having done so well in the World Championships. And even in Quebec, you know, they do have televised events back in Quebec that Alain has taken part in. Edwin from the other side of the country. This is his first TV experience. He's making the most of it. Six, 7, 8. And then a little angle on that 8 required to come back down table for the 9. This is just the sort of thing that Canada was hoping for, a chance to just knock in some easy colors and start relaxing and settling into this quarterfinal.
Oh, straighter.
Semi-straight, Robert.
Prefer
The bottom half of the
whatever
draw
you-
has really opened up. the likes of USA in Chinese Taipei going out, the 2 and 3 seeds.
That's
Belgium, Canada, the winner here will face either Finland or Switzerland in the semifinals.
I'm straight.
This is dead straight, so it looks as though there might be distance between cue ball and 9 ball.
Edwin has already missed one easy 9 or a very makeable 9. This is about the same degree of difficulty as the one he missed earlier in the match. Center of the pocket, as nervy as it looked. That'll do his confidence the world of good. A little handshake and a 2-2 score line to welcome Canada to their side of the table in the break in rack 5.
Went the way of Canada after a safety and then a foul from the Belgians, leaving Canada to run out. They lead 3-2.
Canada's #1 from Calgary, my hometown. And hailing from the Philippines, he likes Reyes and grew up watching The Magician. I know he likes to play poker. I didn't know he liked basketball. He has been Canada's #1, winning the Canadian 9-ball tour ranking table the last 2 seasons. Undisputed #1 in Canada. He's been far from his best, I can honestly say.
Canada's a break, leading 3 racks
And
to
if
2.
he ever provides it, Canada will take some beating here.
Right now, even though they're behind, the Belgians must realize and pick up on the very nervy vibes of Montal.
You saw both Canadians using their body language to try and bump that one back into the middle of the table.
I'm gonna bring the 1 ball here and the cue ball behind the 2. That's it.
No help there.
Or I can touch it very thin, try to come here, but I don't like that. Let me take a look. I'll just go here with the cue ball behind the 2. That's it.
Ensuring not to touch any balls. Not the best safety effort from Alain Martel. If he was trying to hold that white behind the 2, he was a long ways out. But I think the 6 might have come to Canada's aid and acts as a goalkeeper for that left corner.
Dash, though, able to keep the 1 ball where it was.
Yes, and you saw Edwin just tapping the table, acknowledging a good shot from Serge. Belgium has been shut out the last 3 racks. This time it's Belgium that comes back to the table with ball in hand and everything in the open.
I made a bad decision.
Even though contact was made.
Just heard Alain Martel telling his partner, I made a bad decision. Of course, he's talking about the safety, and the knock-on effect was the scratch. Not the best of positional shots from Bruynooghe for dash, but he's just about got enough room to cue conventionally. Hasn't stopped him missing it though.
That is not the same Serge dash we saw against Chinese Taipei. He just hasn't settled into this.
For the corner pocket.
Doesn't seem to have that same sort of intensity that they both had, Phil. Far too lackluster. They've got to try and get it in gear. Canada's too dangerous of an opponent.
Side pocket shot.
Edwin can just try and kind of stun this over to the side cushion. The 5 is the next one after the 3. Like to drop onto it to the middle pocket. Just has to avoid contacting that 9 on the right-hand side.
Yes, and when the 3 and 5 go down, the 8 becomes wide open as well.
Just a little bit of a tricky hit this with the cue ball.
Shot.
Did not intend hitting that 9. Alain saying nice shot. But Edwin, like Serge Das, has not settled into this match yet, even though we're 5 racks in. That's a good shot from Martel. Swinging the white around the angles and judging the speed perfectly.
Impressed with Martel because this man undoubtedly needs some counseling, guidance, boosting, and Martel is doing all of them. Performing well on the table and being the ideal partner of it.
You like it here or there? Small drawback?
Yeah. Just a bit of draw to leave the angle on the 8 to take the cue ball off that side cushion. He'll draw this back, kind of a stun draw to play the 9 bottom right. That won't do Edwin's confidence any harm at all, that shot. And Martel knocks in the 9 to convert it. 4-2, Canada 2 clear of Belgium, and with the break in rack 7 to come.
I think it's yours.
On to rack 10 with Canada at the table, having raced into a 7-2 lead in the race to 9.
And played with 2 minds, that shot. The speed to leave it on that cushion. And look where he ran with the cue ball. Still would have had the 8 into the side, but a very poor shot from Montal. They should be dishing up here and breaking for the match.
Yes, there he is.
It is still
Attention call.
After this one, he might want to go out up the stairs into the dome of this Outland nightclub. That's the chill area in this venue. He needs to chill.
Slow roll to hold white behind the 9. Not bad. So far away from the form they displayed in beating Chinese Taipei in the last 16. Would have been difficult to expect them to maintain that standard.
Shot, Edwin. Good shot.
Good containing shot. Edwin forcing Serge to have to contact this 7 on the right-hand side as he looks. You know, I said at the outset of the program, at the intro, Phil, that for me, the difficulty for Belgium was coming back to earth after that shock result over Chinese Taipei and you know, lassoing their emotions and getting back to the task at hand, quite apparently. That has been the case here, but a good shot from Serge Das, and they're trying to will their team into finding another level.
Well, with one half of the Canadian pairing so tense, the comeback
We still have an extension.
cannot be discounted here. I know it seems like a lengthy trail to tread, but it's not over yet.
Very close to being perfect from Alain Martel, but it's not.
Good try.
But look at the angle into that side pocket for this 7 for Noel Bruynooghe. How clean does this have to be struck? You know what I like the most about that shot, Phil? Is that his partner came to stand right behind him, fully expecting to be queuing at the 8.
Super Pod didn't touch the sides. Is that the turning point, I wonder? And Montal will be kicking himself. It was his overhit positional shot that thwarted Canada's chances of the run out.
Pulls one back. 7-3 still to Canada. A long road back for Belgium. It's starting 1 ball and 1 rack at a time.
Rack 11, Belgium to break.
Serge
then
Das.
3 racks to 7.
And Belgium on the comeback trail here in Rotterdam with a busload of support. 7-3 they trail Canada. And all to do. Nothing down as yet. And I don't believe anything did find gravity with this break. A rare occurrence. And in this game of 9-ball, leads can be overhauled, especially with the winner break format. Leads can be overhauled very easily. Didn't quite duck in behind that 3 as intended. Or at least it doesn't appear that he did. I wonder if they're looking at the possibility of playing that one off the 9 into the bottom right corner. cautious look from Noel. And it's going to be a kick shot, loading that cue ball up with tons of right-hand spin as he looks from Alain Martel.
Didn't seem too pleased, but one positive, at least he's contained the Belgians, but only for now.
All he's done is bought time. Serge should be able to really put Edwin Montal in jail with this shot. And if I'm Edwin Montal in my chair, I'm expecting to come out and looking for a rail to contact.
Extension called.
Not quite as easy, though, as you see those colors on the right-hand side. He's kind of got to make his mind up exactly which one he wants to try and get behind. That's a good shot. Very good shot. And with that cue ball so close to the three, that makes the jump shot extremely difficult. But I can tell you that Edwin is pretty handy with the jump cue. I've seen him play a lot of brilliant shots in Canadian 9-ball tour events. And he's got the jump cue in hand.
Well, 10 racks
Extension called.
have taken 90 minutes. It's been that kind of staccato pool.
You can see, because he's got to get that white up so quick, he's really coming in at a steep angle. Very unconventional the way he's holding this. But look at that, he got out of it. But Belgium looks to have an opportunity. Noel's just shaking his head, but this one does pass.
Doesn't really have to be too concerned with position. That's almost automatic.
I think he thought he missed that. He put his hand on the side cushion immediately, assuming he was going to be bowing his head. And if that would have been hit with any more pace, that definitely wouldn't have gone in.
Holds the cue ball approximately where the pink 4 ball is now, and the 5 will be readily available into the opposite corner pocket. Just stuns across marginally. This is the kind of position that the Canadians should have exploited in the previous rack. And we know when nerves come into play, all kinds of positional errors can be made.
Well, that back arm all of a sudden starts to feel like it's not attached. It starts doing things on its own. And that's how you define pressure when you're a prime-time pool player.
It's a link.
All the unwanted movement can all factor in to miscalculations. okay. It stopped just in the nick of time. Another half a roll, and this 8 wouldn't even have been on. Serge can just pop this in and pull the cue back in a hurry.
Noel Bruynooghe. Equal to the task.
7-4. Still in favor of Canada. But Belgium has secured the last 2 racks, and with the break in number 12.
Noel Bruynooghe having the week of his life. He's from Ghent in the heart of Belgium. He uses the Predator cue that so many players here in the PartyPoker.net World Cup of Pool prefer. And he said his career highlights this very event, representing his home country and doing so well to boot.
Yes, he's going to want to be adding another little clause to that career highlight. Not just competing in the PartyPoker.net World Cup of Pool, but a result
Belgium to break.
in the event
Okay.
to go along.
4 racks to 7.
Ja, dat is normaal.
7-4. Noel places the white. And just like his partner, he avoids that wing ball. Thankfully, though, for Belgium, a ball kicked into the top corner. But twice in succession, the wing ball deserts them.
And look at the cue ball as well. Ideally, you like to leave that in mid-table. In this instance, it's pretty close to the top cushion.
I'm just wondering if Serge isn't contemplating the bank here, trying to knock that one in to the corner pocket that he's cueing next to. The path would take the cue ball up towards the blue 2. The speed that he plays this is really the key. No, at no time was he attempting the bank.
And as it's turned out, the safety could have been a whole lot more effective as well.
Just caught that a little too thick. Got this far from easy, and there's a lot of blue bays between cue ball and object ball here.
It's Montal to play it, and when you're nervous, as Edwin undoubtedly is, on this shot there's always the tendency to hit the ball much too thick.
Extension called.
They call for an extension with 3 seconds remaining of their original 40.
Great shot, Edwin. Unfortunate, but great
A
shot.
little unlucky. You heard his partner. Good shot, Edwin. But the man who everybody comes to see, Bata, Efren Reyes.
Shot.
Well, unlucky in one instance and repaid in the next. Efren and Edwin Montal, very good pals. Montal hailing from Manila. Grew up watching Efren Reyes. One more look at this fluke 2.
They enjoyed 3 flukes in the previous round against Korea. Fortune smiling kindly on them.
And the flukes always seem to arrive at precisely the right moment when things seem to be drifting away.
Alain just has to guard against overhitting this.
Nice shot.
Perfect angle. Get that cue ball back towards that green 6. Just has to float this in, Edwin. And try and keep that head still. Been like a jack in the box.
Surely they will not fail from here. Two pots away from being on the hill.
And that's a good shot from Edwin. Belgium is going to have their backs right up against the wall.
Nice shot, buddy.
Canada 8-4 in front. 5 to play. Belgium need them all if they're to keep their dream alive here in Rotterdam. Canada with the break in rack 13. A big man and a bigger moment. The
Rack
dancing
13,
bear from Canada and his
He didn't
partner
make rack
Edwin
to 4.
Montal on the hill. 8-4, a comfortable lead over Belgium, the dispatchers of Chinese Taipei. Bit of a result, it's fair to say, for Canada. You know who they would rather have been opposing in the quarterfinals here, but never mind. That's yesterday's news.
Tell you what, if Wu and Yang happen to be watching this and they see this lackluster Belgian performance, I think they'll be feeling even sicker than they were last night.
This one may be worth half a go here. It's a thin clip. If Edwin can spin the white and kill it, the 2's available. I think this is worth a go, Phil. Thin cut into the top right. Good shot from Montal there. And every chance now.
Yeah.
Well, he's a giant of a man, Alain Martel. And it looks as though he and Edwin Montal might well end the giant killing run of the Belgians.
It's going to take a major mistake to bring Belgium back to the table from this position, but we've seen a few. And is there one more hitch in the Canadians' back arms? There's your answer.
mighty sighting have been affected by dollar signs, Jim?
A little bit of anxiety. They haven't looked comfortable in any match I've seen them play here in Rotterdam, and yet they still find themselves on the precipice of a semi-final berth. But Belgium has just been thrown a lifeline. I think in their seats, they were resigned.
Tension call.
Tension. Okay.
And if I was Belgium right now, I'd attack this bank full throttle. You've just been gifted a chance.
How did it stay out?
Well, I'm not sure that he hasn't covered it with the 5, judging by his body language. But that 4 did everything but drop into that side pocket. This could even be a little jump shot, or if he can slow spin this. Either way, what a let-off for Canada. Is he playing it into the corner?
Pots past the 7 ball, Jim.
Shot, Edwin.
Alain likes it. Now it's Edwin's turn to help his partner forget about a bad miss.
Shot.
Martel let out a groan as he leant across the table there. But in a couple of balls' time, it should be the Belgians who are groaning about a defeat.
Just wants to float this in and run the cue ball around the other side of the 9. And one more shot for Alain Martel, Edwin Montal, a nation, their sponsors. To stand up and cheer. The Canadians survive a scare that they might have provided for themselves. In the end, it's a 9-4 result. Belgium applaud all the fans in attendance here in Rotterdam, but Canada through to the semifinals.
So 2 of the 4 semi-finalists are now known, unseeded Japan and the 11th seeds from Canada. There will certainly be an Asian nation in the final, but can the home continent provide a finalist as well? Join us next time for the 3rd quarter-final when Finland, led by 2001 world champion Mika Immonen, take on another unexpected success story, Little Switzerland. That's the next match in the partypoker.net World Cup of Pool.